Hello, my name is Kim.
And my name's Ryan.
And we're PW Insurance.
Yeah, and this week our question of the week is, should I buy earthquake insurance? What do you think, Kim?
Yeah, I think so. Especially, guess what today is? Today is National Shakeout Day.
Yes.
Yeah, so last week we talked about how to get yourself prepared for an earthquake. And we went through a prepared kit. So this week we wanted to share with you a little bit more about earthquake, and we actually offer earthquake coverage. So I'll let you go ahead and talk about it first.
Yeah, we actually saw quite a bit of it, and it seems like more and more each day. So kind of the first question you always want to ask yourself if you're trying to decide whether to buy earthquake insurance or not is, how likely is it going to be that we're going to have an earthquake? And I wish I could tell you, but according to scientists and geologists, we have an 87% chance of having a 5.0 or larger earthquake in the next 50 years.
That's pretty scary.
That is pretty scary.
Yeah.
You know, I have no idea if they're right or not, but that's what they say, and we definitely do have the fault zones within our immediate geographic area in Washington and some of Oregon to have a major earthquake. So the risk is there for sure.
And so you're probably asking, so what if I don't have an earthquake? What happens if my home is, a catastrophic loss? Well, first off, earthquake is not covered on a homeowner's policy. So it's an optional coverage. And we a lot of times recommend, if you have equity in your home, having earthquake insurance can protect that equity, and then also just the peace of mind. We see those earthquakes in California, close to us. So that's another reason why, you might want to take a look at an earthquake, and you'll be surprised that it really is pretty inexpensive. And we'll go through that later. But
yeah, that's when I finally just bought earthquake insurance about a year ago for the first time after 15 years of home ownership. And really it was just because I finally had enough equity that I felt like, okay, if the big one happens, A, I really like the house and the property I'm at, but B, I've got enough equity that I really don't want to walk away from that, because that's potentially what would happen if we had the big earthquake and you don't have earthquake insurance. Yeah, maybe FEMA will eventually come in and get emergency funds approved and help people rebuild their houses.
Sure.
But that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road.
Sure.
And so you want to make sure, if you have something you want to protect, like your equity, get that earthquake insurance for sure. So, last question would be, what does it cost, right? And, it really does vary, and there's kind of four major variables. So number one is, how big your house is, how much the coverage amount is going to be, of course. Number two is the age of your house.
Yep.
Yeah. Number three is where you are located. And number four is the deductible you choose. And so the deductibles vary quite a bit on earthquake insurance, as does the location of the house and the age. So if you're like in Seattle or Tacoma and you've got a 1930s, bungalow, it's going to be a fair bit more expensive because A, the house is older, and B, more of the fault zones that are of concern are run between Seattle and Tacoma. Whereas if you're further out, away from that area,
it tends to be less expensive. Yeah. So now what we're going to do, if you're interested in learning more about earthquake, we're going to actually do a video that kind of shows you the coverage and then how the deductibles work. So we'll be doing that in a shorter version video.
Yep, following up right after this.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank
Thanks.
you.